Let's take a look around Zandvoort, a 4.259 kilometre circuit, 72 laps ahead of us. First time we've been here since 1985. The circuit has been on the calendar though since 1952. Start the lap at the exit of turn 14, flat out as you approach the line in 8th gear. Come down towards the bank to turn 1. Down now to 3rd gear, 70 miles an hour. Put the power down mid-exit as well. Control the rear slide as you head up towards turn 2. 6th gear, 130 kilometers an hour. Blind as you come down to turn 3 as well. 50 miles an hour in 2nd gear. Banked, power mid-exit as you approach up turns 4 and 5. Flat out segment of the track in 8th gear. Turn 6 then catches up on you. Drop down 7th gear, 150 miles per hour before you come into the braking zone of turn 7. Drop down 6th gear, 140. Lift, flat out, watch out for the gravel sand. Turn 8, 3rd gear, down into 80 miles an hour. The same, drop 5 more miles per hour to turn 9, 3rd gear. Hairpin left-hander, overspeed of the exit could lead into a spin. Open up the DRS as you approach into turn 10. Drop once again down to 3rd gear, 75 miles an hour. Heavy braking zone, lot of lockups possible. Into turn 11 and 12, 2nd gear, up to 4th gear now at 105 miles an hour. A short switch back right to was easy to spin as well as you approach turn 13. Let the car grind its way through as you approach the banking. Flat out 7th gear, you reach 8 as you approach the line, and that is a lap of Zandvoort. Last time out for Formula 3, we were at Spa-Francorchamps. The sprint race on Saturday morning saw a lengthy red flag period as well, when Zane Maloney and Oliver Golez made contact with each other going into Blanchimont as well. The championship contenders of Victor Martins also had problems. He's scoring no point in the second round. All this means that the championship has closed up dramatically coming in to the Dutch Grand Prix. It was the first race win also for Zane Maloney. He starts on pole position for today's sprint. Hello everybody, good morning and welcome up to the commentary box for Formula 3, the sprint race here for the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort in the Netherlands. I'm Joshua Birch and delighted to say joining me in the commentary box once again is Tom Dillon. Synthel is trackside actually, and he'll be sending us some information throughout the day as well. Lucky him, but his loss is our gain because we get Tom Dillon. Morning, Tom. It's very much been a very quick setup. We had a problem with MotoGP, so that's why I couldn't say hello. But good morning. How are you doing? Oh, yeah.
Here, ready to go. And, well, it should be a good race at Zandvoort. And penultimate race of the season as well, with the championship able to go, I believe, 5 different ways into the last 2 rounds, perhaps even 6.
Yeah, Isaac Hadjar, the rookie's got the lead of the title on 106 points. Oliver Bearman, after a debut win last time out and 3rd in the feature race, has put himself in 2nd on 105 points. Victor Martin scored no points at all last time out. He's still on 104. Arthur Leclerc is on 101. And Roman Stanek is on 96. So even Roman Stanek can mathematically still be involved in this. It's a 5-way fight. Realistically, it's a 4-way fight. Let's take a look at the starting grid, though. For this race. For the sprint, it's Juan Manuel Correa on pole position with Zane Maloney starting in 12th. Maloney's got pole position for tomorrow's feature race. So once again, Juan Manuel Correa has the front row of the grid. It's difficult to overtake here. So we'll see if he can take his first win since coming back from his accident as well all those years ago. Gregory Saucy is second on the grid. Second row sees Zach O'Sullivan and Carl Collette. Johnny Edgar's fifth alongside Sebastian Montoya making his debut in Formula 3. Isaac Hadjar starts seventh. Franco Colapinto is eighth. Roman Stanek ninth, and Jack Crawford rounds out the top 10. Just outside the points paying position is Victor Martins in 11th, Shane Maloney is 12th, Oliver Behrman 13th, Brad Benedivez is 14th, Alexander Smolley 15th, Jose Maria Marti 16th, Caelan Frederick is 17th, 18th on the grid for Kushmani, 19th for Rafael Gomez, 20th Arthur Leclerc, Francesco Pizzi's 21st, William Alatello 22nd, and then 23rd on the grid, Risa Tsushima and Enzo Trulli is 24th. Further down on this 30-car field as well, Ida Cohen is 25th, with David Vidales 26th, David Schumacher back in the championship, now down 27th, Federico Malvesti is 28th, Nazmin Asman 29th, and Laszlo Toth takes 30th position. Cars fire up. All getting ready to go as well. And once again now, Tom, you were with us back in Imola for a Formula 3 and Formula 2 race as well. The championship's progressed quite a lot since then as well for this Isaac Hadjar, Behrman, Martins, Leclerc, Stanek battle. But for what you've seen so far this season, is anybody sort of jumping out to you saying that this could be a great driver of the future?
Very excited by Arthur Leclerc. To be honest, I think his brother, of course, we know, is an absolutely superb driver, and he seems to have a lot of the making of a good driver as well. So I want to see how he progresses into Formula 3, and from Formula 3 into Formula 2, and then hopefully see where he can go from there. I just hope that none of these drivers are caught up in Formula E and being unable to find a Formula 1 seat.
Absolutely agree with you as well. We need these guys in the top series ASAP and into F2 and then into F1 as well. Synthall's just said this is magical as he sent some images over as well that we'll have access to throughout the race. Let me just sort this out as well, this buffering problem that only seems to happen, Tom, when you're on the call. So I don't know if it's my side not struggling with your HD camera, but still we'll see. Hopefully it's okay. As we see coming through, this is into turns already. Actually, this is turn 3 already. So great start on board with Isaac Hadjar as he's come back through. Into Tarzan is turn number 1. The Gleichenbach is turn 2. Turn 4 is the Huntering. Turn 5 is the Rob Sluch Mackerbosch as well. Get that one correct if you try. Up it towards Slovetnak at turn 7. Turn 8 is the Marlboro Bosch. Turn 9 the Renault Bosch. Turn 10 doesn't have a name. 11 and 12 is the Audi S chicane. Turn 13 on the banking, that's the Common Bosch as well. And then turn 14 is the Tunnel West. So we'll try and just refer to them as the numbers, not the names, because otherwise we'll be going Dutch all the time. Let's listen to the top 3.
Last week didn't go too well, so hoping to improve from that. But yeah, obviously it's notoriously difficult to overtake here at Zandvoort, so we'll see what we can do early on in the race and then try and settle down into a rhythm.
First, taking fun, it's always the most important, and of course when you are in the first row, you just want to do a good start and to see how the race can go.
I want to win. I think get a good start, quality laps for the first few laps to get away, and then just control the race and manage the pace. I think it should be possible. No reason why we will not have a good pace tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to it.
And that is a great possibility as well. And Juan Correa as well starts on pole position as well. And of course, he has never won a race in Formula 3 since returning after his accident at Spa in 2019. Fingers crossed he can win this one. He was cruelly denied last time out a victory when he got forced off the track, and then a puncture led to a retirement when he started second and took the lead. Zandvoort, as he said, Tom, is a difficult circuit to overtake, and alongside him is his teammate Gregory Saucy. So can we see Correa possibly taking a win here so far today?
Well, difficult circuit to overtake, and I think the goal as ever has just got to be to try and break the DRS trade, or at least go sort of 9 tenths per second ahead of the chasing pack, and then he should be in with a bit of an opportunity with some defending. It's only a sprint race as well, so doesn't have to think about pit stops or anything like that. I think he's got a very good chance here, and what a story it'd be if he does go on to win today.
I'm rooting. Everybody is. 21 laps ahead of us as well. 40 minutes plus 1 lap on the clock. The tail enders, Laszlo Toth, lines up. And then, for the first time this weekend, we'll hear the beeps and the start lights will come on. 1 light, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights are on at Zandvoort, and we're racing. Good start from Manuel Correa. Gregory Saucy doesn't get well, and that's going to let Colette try and look round the outside. Coming up on the inside, Zach O'Sullivan in towards turn 1. Spinner in the middle of the pack. How's he going to make sure everyone's okay? Just about brief yellow, and that came, I think, actually from Roman Stanek, who went round in the middle of the pack. He's okay. No one's collected him into the high line at turn number 3. Correa leads, second place as well, coming up already for Colette, and a dream start for Correa as they head down the hill. And there's Beerman and Leclerc making some battles up as well, but that's Beerman looking to the inside of Jack Crawford.
Perfect start for Juan Manuel Correa. He's already a few tenths per second ahead of the chasing pack behind him. If he can just keep pounding away and getting that gap a little bit further up, he should be able to go on and win this race. But early days yet, as we see almost a collision in the midfield.
Yeah, it's Crawford.
So close here.
I think it's Crawford and Sebastian Montoya who was coming up on the inside. So Montoya was having a bit of a problem there, just trying to keep ahead. Yep, and Crawford down to 9th place. So Correa leads, Colette second, O'Sullivan's jumped to 3rd, Edgar's 4th as they come through the Audi S. Saucy is 5th, Hadjar 6th, Martins is 7th, Montoya 8th, Crawford 9th, and Beerman in 10th position over the banking. Now Formula 1 have DRS through the banking here at turn 14. Formula 3 do not. They've decided to keep it out, but look already who's making moves down towards turn number 1 on the inside line. Montoya going defensive as well, and now trying to go right around the outside. Jack Crawford still can't find a move as well. As I'll just tap this and fix your screen because it's annoying me, so I don't know how it's not annoying you up here in the box. But, oh, hang on a minute, someone's happened. Schumacher and Trulli, and that's David Vidales, who's dropped down to 24th position, as Ida Cohen has come into the pit lane. As side by side at the top of the hill, we see as well, that is Johnny Edgar battling with Saucy. Good stuff. Good stuff this race already.
Schumacher and Trulli, I'm starting to wonder what year it is with Montoya. As
Yeah,
well.
I am.
It's, well, race start replay, so we'll see what's happened heading down into turn 1 around the outside. I think there was just an issue where someone just got ran out a little bit wide. It's a weird angled corner, turn 1, in that you think you can go 3 wide and it tightens up on itself. And oh no, it was the tap from further back, and then someone went off. I still can't see quite why they went off, but there was a half spinner down there.
So Roman Stanek gets punched up the back as well, I think, by Franco Colapinto as well. And Stanek just got drugged down. This is on board with Victor Martins now, who started 11th, now 7th. Got a dream getaway. There on the inside is Colapinto. There is Stanek into the braking zone. And does he get a little tap again? No, this time Martins avoids getting contact on the rear. That's a perfect start. After a miserable weekend last time out, that's a great getaway for Victor Martins. And this is Arthur Leclerc only making up 2 places, Tom. That's not a championship winning move for Arthur.
No, but also patience is key when you're trying to win a championship, and he's managed to keep out of trouble when people were spinning ahead of him. So 2 places might not sound like a lot, but I think in the grand scheme of things it is for Leclerc, as we see the huge issue with the puncture.
Ida Cohen. That's why he came into the pit lane then. As fastest lap goes to Carl Colette with a 1:27.888 as well. He's 3.5 tenths off the pace of Juan Manuel Correa, who has led more than a lap here at Zandvoort after being taken off when he got the lead at Spa. He took the lead into into La Source, had the lead up Eau Rouge and into Radion, and then by the time he got to Le Combe, he got forced off the track. This time, he's leading 3 laps on the board, about to be 4, as Kyle Collette's under pressure from Zach O'Sullivan. Then the field sort of gaps out because we've got Edgar battling with Saucy, Hadjar just staying in 6th position, and the track record for Formula 3 gets broken 4 times in a second as Correa goes defensive, and Collette tries to go right round the outside into Tarzan as well. He's going to have the traction on the banking of the high line. He goes off the track, kicks up some gravel as well, and they're still side by side. Correa holds the lead, and Kyle Collette's going to try on the inside into the banking in turn 3. High line for Correa, low line for Collette. It hasn't worked out. Collette down into second place. Brilliant. A little bit of battle between them two that came out of nowhere.
And crucially, the 2 ARTs have been split by Collette, which means that he isn't going to be able to fall victim to a 2-pronged attack, and that's crucial. Now he's falling into the hands of O'Sullivan just behind him. 0.5 per second between those two, and Correa defending absolutely incredibly there, just not pushing him off the circuit, but giving him as little room as he physically can within the rules. And now he's managed to pull about a 0.5 per second gap, but DRS is so powerful here in the Netherlands. I also wanted to point out how powerful that outside line is heading into the banking.
Yeah, it's really grippy out there. I was surprised to see that move nearly pay off, to be fair, so absolutely. And I know we try and remain not to be biased, but even Hazel Southwell has just tweeted itself, absolutely everyone tries not to be biased, but if anything happens to stop 111 Correa winning this, I will get on the next flight to Zandvoort and fight the sea as well. And it might be Kyle Collette who tries to stop it down the start-finish straight. Collette goes to the outside line once again. Correa defends the inside line. This time, Kyle Collette's round the outside. He's got a much better traction. He goes wheel to wheel with 111 Correa. Correa's got the inside line through turn 2. Might have it towards turn 3. Kyle Collette's not going to go anything though. Correa goes on the high line. Just about holds it. But Kyle Collette takes the lead away from 111 Correa as we've got a yellow flag in that first sector. Something's happened. It might have deployed the safety car because someone's dropped down the order massively. But Correa is holding on to the back of Collette as they come down into the sleek part of the track as well. And he's dropped back now. Yellow sector 1 permanently. And now we've gone green. Can't figure out who's dropped down the order massively though. I think it could be Zane Maloney because he's down to 24th position and was running in 12th position. So the pole sitter tomorrow might have trouble. Here it is. And it is Rafael Villagomez in the 30. Going up the inside, did he tag Brad Benedivas in the Carling? Late on the inside line, locks him into Tarzan. And yeah, contact between the two. Oh, and Villagomez spins Brad Benedivas round. And that was Rafael's fault completely, Tom. Just sent it up the inside.
You have to see different angles, to be honest, because it looked like he definitely locked up. But perhaps he could have been given a little bit more room. I'm not too sure, really. I think the jury's out, but Correa losing a little bit of touch here. 0.7 of a second between him and the car ahead. And I wonder here if ART are going to sort of hold station a little bit if they... Oh no, O'Sullivan's a Carlin in 3rd, isn't he? But they've got an ART behind them, I believe. I wonder if Correa is just going to try and give a little bit extra here. 0.7 of a second to the car ahead. He's essentially only keeping touch because of DRS at the moment. It's not the fairy tale that he expected. Already a 1/10 of a second off in Sector 1, though that could be dirty air. I'm not too sure how much of an effect the dirty air is having in these Formula 3 cars. It is a battle that's going on.
Yeah, it's Johnny Edgar and Gregory Saucy. Saucy started second, bogged down at the start, and Edgar's come back up as well. Into the pit lane comes Rafael Villagomez as well to change over to another set of compound. Now, Formula 3 cars only have 4 sets of tyres, 1 for each session they do, a practice, a qualifying, a sprint race, and then a feature race as well. But he's changed over, I think, to an old set on the front left as well. So, dear me, this is looking like you're watching a Bit Stop 8 cartoon. So let's get that fixed up right now. There you are. I'll just have to keep sorting that out every couple of laps or so, but at least it's working. Also, just talking about it as well, I've booked that ticket. Hazel South, I did reply to her saying, what time is the flight and do we have a quiet word with Car Colette? She's just replied to me saying, I Kaya, see you in the car park. To be fair, I was more thinking of mechanical stuff after his terrible look the other week, yeah. And under investigation is Brad Dives and Rafael Villagomez for that turn 1 incident as well, causing a collision. That'll be Villagomez, who might receive a drive-through penalty for that one. Hadjar will lead the title then on 111 points as he's in 6th position. Victor Martins will move it to 108. It's Oliver Behrman, who only gets 1 point in the moment, who is going to start struggling. And there's the time penalty. 10 seconds, wow, for Villagomez. Usually it's a 5 or a drive-through, but a 10-second time penalty is maximum penalty you can apply without a drive-through. That's a big one.
It is a big penalty. I didn't think it was that one-sided, to be honest. I thought maybe his fault, but 5 seconds would have probably sufficed. I don't think there was a particular amount of damage, was there, either? So, whatever the stewards think, but 10 seconds is the goal. 7 laps into this race, and at the moment it's Calais who leads, and he's rather doing the job that we expected of Correa here, I'm afraid to say.
Sadly
but
so.
He hasn't made it easy for himself.
No, and he's pushing it down now, isn't he? What is it, 1 point... Well, the timing screen... I'd love to tell you, but my intervals on my timing screen are just showing 0.000, so it's not that, and we're having to work it out manually. FOM have been having problems with their softwares. After yesterday, we didn't even have a driver tracker for half of practice too. In the pit lane, didn't even have any telemetry data as well. That's why everything's looking a bit off so far, but it's I think it's half a second? Yeah, it's half a second between... Correa and O'Sullivan. Now 0.6 of a second because you've got to take that interval from the leaders as well. So all looking good so far as we see them coming into the top of the banking at turn number 3. Let's just tap the button once and twice again to come back through. We need a better internet cable. We need super fiber cables, not this telephone lead. It's not like a telephone lead, but it's a very basic cable. We've got another one here, look. Up here in the goals box that we can switch it to, but we just haven't had the time. So that will be get swapped around soon as well. As I come into it, Correa leads, Colette leads, Correa second, O'Sullivan third, Edgar fourth, Saucy fifth in the opening race here at Zandvoort. And it's all just turning into the usual Zandvoort train, isn't it? The usual procession is starting to kick in on lap 8 at 21.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing after the huge battle between Correa and Colette earlier on in the race, but unable to hold on at the moment, and a smattering of crowds as well at the moment in the orange, probably about 2/3 full, I'd say, the stands at this stage, and the Dutch are up very early in the morning, ready to get the party bus going on, hoping for a party later on with Max Verstappen, as DRS for O'Sullivan as he tries to attack Correa down into turn 1. Won't do much on board on the television pictures, with Victor Martins trying to go into 6th position. Again, F3 tends to be a bit of a train, but not many battles going on at the moment. No one really making any moves forward. Perhaps Martins and Hadjar, with importance for the championship, of course. Martins 2 points down on Hadjar. A move here would see him leapfrog him and take the lead of the championship.
And I think Leclerc's just leapfrogged ahead of Pitsy. I think he has actually, yeah. So Leclerc's up to 15th. And also, trying to figure out who is the second one, Schumacher, I think has said, Zay Maloney, there we go, has passed Enzo Trulli for 20th. Here's the other one. That's shifted around on the deck as well. Let's take a replay to Arthur Leclerc, and this is his move on Pitsy, actually, talking about it down towards turn 1. What do you make of it, Tom?
For way far back, it was a huge dive, and he's managed to just get it stopped as Arthur Leclerc into turn 1. And a superb move. He was ahead at the apex, was entitled to the space, got the space. Oh, I don't think he needed it. He found the space himself.
Yeah, and he was right up the inside, having a lovely go on everything. Now the DRS active for several drivers as well as they come through. Looks like it's okay so far. And again, Behrman's going defensive as well to Roman Stanek, who's trying to send it round the outside at turn number 1. That outside line, we'll have to note that down for Formula 1. It seems so much more powerful than defending on the inside line, because you get a lovely run up towards the kink at 2 and then into the banking as well at turn 3. Everyone taking the high line, which is the flattest as well. No one wants to go on the inside line. Sebastian Vettel tried that last year, and it didn't end up the best for him as well. To come into it, I'm going to try something here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the Google Chrome, and then I'm going to reset the camera once again. Hopefully that might work this time around, because there'll be less coming through the system as it comes on now. Behrman in P10 and Stanak just behind him. So a lot more action to come. Oh, let's hear from Behrman.
Angry.
Good defense, pace is good, pace is good.
Good defense, make it good, make it good. He came over the radio as well. I guess it's not really an opportunity one for overtaking, it's just defend like crazy coming into it as well. But Stanak has been having a bad race. I reckon he's got damage to that rear of the car after getting launched up in the air at the start. He's been off the pace and throughout the race as well. Last lap was a 128.3. And no, 128.7, and then everybody else is 128.5. So he's a couple of tenths off all the time.
Yes, but that can be down to just dirty air and following somewhat. I think there's definitely a little bit of damage on that car, but nothing too terrible. Is this Arthur Leclerc trying to make a move forward in the number 4 car? He's currently sitting down in 15th position, and how he's managed to get there, I don't know. He's in 8th position out of lap 1, I could have sworn.
Yeah, he's moved up. He's moved down a bit further now, Leclerc.
I don't see anything on my
neither do I.
race commentary feed, so just perhaps being overtaken on pure pace alone and now finding it and activating his tyres towards the end of the race.
Good job, Arthur, you are flying.
Okay, good job,
He
Artie.
started 20th.
Started 20th, now 15th, okay. So, no, hang on, I just heard Alex Brundle say he was P8 at one point. I just heard him in my ears. I was turning down the fader and he said P8 as well. So I think he was up there and he's just dropped back a little bit, because I swear he was higher than 15th.
Yeah, same. I thought I was going mad for a moment there.
Yeah, no.
I am still going mad.
You're still going mad after all that cricket.
I was up quite late last night.
Yeah, all that cricket commentary. And then didn't you also do a tennis match finally? This is up the inside for Zane Maloney, passing David Schumacher. And Zane Maloney is someone who's dropped back, started 12th and is now down in 20th position, now 19th. Yeah, when you on the tennis?
Yes, I was doing the Serena Williams game thinking, oh, it'll be easy. Serena Williams will go 2 sets and it'll be fine. And then next thing I know, we're 3 sets and 3.5 hours in, and it's like, oh.
Wow, you really are new to the tennis, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I made that mistake thinking Andy Murray might wrap it up quite quickly. 4 hours later, and it literally finishes the second I have to walk out the door.
And it went to a tiebreak, and then it became quickly obvious that on my little control panel that I'd made to manage the graphics, I hadn't got a button for the tiebreak, so I had to physically edit the text file itself, which was quite funny. Leclerc trying to pressure Frederick.
And he's right in the back of it, coming to the first half of the corner. This part of the track always gets me. Turn 9 and 10, it's such an acute corner as well to dip it into, and it's easy to spin the car around, as we saw in actually in F2 qualifying yesterday, which delayed the start of free practice 2 for Formula 1. But Leclerc's got his second DRS now on the run down towards the Audi S chicane. This is where Synthel is. You can tell. A sea of orange already. And Synthel, if you are listening, mate, I want to know, how mad is it going to be in F1 qualifying in practice 3? That's what I want to hear. We just had a flash up on the screen of the graphics there saying a red flag, but we are green still, so nothing's changed on our part. Here comes Arthur Leclerc. Leclerc down the start-finish straight, trying to move in sympathy with Frederick. Tries the outside line towards turn number 1. Frederick's going to be on the inside. Leclerc drifting the car around, beautifully makes the corner. Frederick's going to try and fight back. It hasn't worked out there, Tom. A nice little move from Leclerc.
Superb move, but he's got a little bit of a gap now to look ahead of him. It's 1.7 seconds to Colapinto in 13th position. I'm sure Leclerc will be eyeing up a top 10 here, I think, minimum, but it's not going to come easily for him. He's just sitting down in 13th position, making good progress, but not just good enough yet.
And looking at the timing screens as well, it's pretty much useless because apparently, according to my timing monitor up here in the comms box, the gap between Colette and Correa is 0.7 of a second. Literally got no clue what's happened to it as well. But track temperature is 22 degrees, air temperature is 20 degrees as well. Wind speed is 1.8 miles per second, 44% humidity. It's dry out there, obviously. Otherwise, you would have heard us shouting about a wet race and jumping up and down. But right now, it's bone dry, and there was a brief chance of rain here on the Saturday for Zandvoort, but it has abated, thankfully, as well, as we now see Victor Martins trying to pass his championship rival Isaac Hadjar down towards turn 1. Hadjar goes defensive as well, but it's the battle for 10th between Spearman in 10th and Stanak in 11th position as well. Here it is, down towards the corner. No, that's Zane Maloney, who's having a battle with Jose Maria Marti down that first corner. And it is always annoying. Go on.
Sorry, I was going to point out the 0.3 of a second Correa gained on the previous lap, and I don't want to give us some hope. However, is there a potential opportunity in the last few laps of this race for Juan Manuel Correa to gain a little bit more time and try and catch up to Collet?
Oh, I really hope so. That would be fantastic if that happens as well. And Correa taking a win. I think everybody will be very happy with that. It's his best opportunity right now to get a race win. He is starting to close down a little bit.
Oh, it's 2 tenths down in the second sector. Never mind. Party over.
I think what is happening with Colette though? I think I don't know his tyres going off, but his sector times aren't that good. But Correa's second sector time, as you pointed out, Tom, wasn't better. Our timing screens really are rubbish up here right now.
Everyone's sort of in the 31s in the second sector. In the first sector, everyone in the low 30s. A very evenly matched third sector comes in. It's actually bang on equal between Correa and Colette. So at the moment, it just looks like he's weathering the storm. Colette, 1.8 seconds is the gap. So he gained overall 0.3 of a second on that lap. 127.9 is a hugely fast lap time.
Ooh.
There's a replay of a battle between Maloney and Marty.
Bravo, bravo, well done. Next, come on.
And happy with that. That is Maloney passing the outside, as you said, of Jose Maria Marti for 18th position. So Maloney has made his way up the order. This Lowell has said on the YouTube chat that just woken up. Jake Dennis has re-signed with Andretti for next season. Yep. So that's great news for him. Josh says SLS today. SLS? Can't work that out. As if also we said, saying, oh yes, satellite. Yeah. It's going to be Artemis 1's launch. Correct, Josh. Couldn't work that out for a sec. It's still early. It's 9:50 in the morning as well. As it comes back through. Synthil's sending us some videos that I want to get in. I'll get all the videos Synthil has sent me, by the way. We're going to open up Instagram and we're going to get them at the end of the race. So on the cool-down laps on the way to the podium, we'll hear from them and see what they have to do. Let's reset the screen once again for Tom as well. As it comes up, Behrman's 10th, Stanak in 11th, and this is the one problem I have with Zandvoort. It is a bit of a trained circuit. But the moves we get here, when they happen, they are magical. But it's just not racing. It's a time trial. Qualifying,
It's a national circuit that's put some inserts into their shoes so that they can get on the rides at Alton Towers. It's not it's not a Formula 1 circuit. And no matter how many bankings they have.
Oh, what's happened there? Who's that?
Was that Arthur Leclerc into the grass?
Behrman. It's Behrman. Behrman's gone wide. Yeah, I thought it was Clip. It's Behrman. And he's losing positions now. He's been passed by Stanak, so Behrman's out the points. That's crucial for the championship that he's losing so many places early on. And now Smollier is all over the back of him as well. Foucault is in there too, and Arthur Leclerc is joining the battle to try and mutineer against his teammate as well to get up the positions. And they're both in the championship fight as well. So which side to Prema fair? Do they follow Leclerc or do they follow Behrman? That's the question.
Well, you've got to give them equal treatment in Formula 3, I think. No need to do team radios. It's all driving for yourself. Teams aren't as important as they are in other disciplines here in Formula 3. And they've just got to go for themselves. Because if they try to be too cute when they're... Oh, is he got it locked up all on the curb. Just out of the bank turn, he got onto the curb and just lost the car essentially into the grass. He managed to keep it going though. But when you're in a train like that, if you try and get too cute, then you can find yourself dropping down the order so quickly, purely because a misjudged move or something sends you all the way back to the back of the train.
Very lucky not to lose his front wing there as well, and even the director was looking at Leclerc, not at Behrman when that happened. So even my eyes picked up that to Leclerc, not Behrman. So Stanak moves up into 10th position then, gets a extra couple of points on the board. 1 point to be fair. I think Sebastian Montoya is doing absolutely fantastic right now as well. The Colombian, 17 years old. Go on.
Wow, 17. I can't believe that in Formula 3.
What's even worse?
Makes you question yourself sometimes.
What's even worse is that he's the son of Juan Pablo Montoya, Sebastian Montoya.
He's still racing.
Yeah, Montoya is still racing. Juan is, yeah. But one would assume that Juan is watching this one now as his son tries to go up to Formula One. That's a great interview, if nobody's seen it as well, when one of the reporters makes a Juan joke as well. It was quite good. But Montoya... You go on.
Reporter, if I remember correctly, was he? He was a comedian that snuck into the...
was it?
Press...
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Anyway, whichever one you look at it, Montoya's about to be passed by Crawford. Crawford goes to the outside line towards turn 1 with the DRS. The rear of the car was all shaky. Montoya holding the inside line as well. Great little access road there. Oh, and Montoya forces him on the grass. He's definitely his father's son, isn't he? Forcing Correa Crawford off the track there. That's a Montoya move of defence. I can remember doing that against Schumacher. And it's all looking good. But how weird is it right now as well as, Crawford's not done yet. No, Montoya shuts the door. I can remember when Montoya and his wife had Sebastian Montoya. That's how old I am. I can remember it happening as well because Louise Goodman did an interview with her on ITV F1 at the time, and yeah, my God, am I old?
I won't be concerned until Robin Raikkonen's in F3. Until then,
yeah,
I'm okay.
Yeah, when he's in there, that's when you'll feel old. But right now, I am with Montoya. 17-year-old Colombian. And that's some... I tell you what, people say that motor racing isn't in the blood and fathers and sons are completely different talents, but looking at that, I can see Juan's racing etiquette in Sebastian there. Honestly, completely. That move with the exit, giving him just enough in pure Juan Pablo Montoya.
One would assume that one has learnt from his father, so Sebastian has learnt from his father.
Yeah.
With 3 laps to go, he's going to defend again from Crawford down into turn 1. Can't quite have a look and make a move. Has to stay at the forefront at the moment in 8th position. He would love this 8th position, I'm sure.
So just to confirm, we've got David Schumacher, son of Ralf Schumacher. We've got Sebastian Montoya, son of Juan Pablo Montoya. So the 2 former Williams teammates, their sons now racing against each other in Formula 3. What? It was only a few years ago. 2004 was the last time. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, Ralf Schumacher and Juan Pablo Montoya were the dream team at Williams. And yes, they did make contact with each other in America in 2002 with Montoya running into the back of Ralph, but still, it's weird. Their sons are on the grids. These are people I remember watching in Formula 1 in the early 2000s, and then now their sons on the grid. I'm 23 years old, and I feel old. As we saw Stanak lock up, Smollya lock up as well. That's going to give the advantage, actually, to Foucault and Leclerc coming through the Audi S corner of the track, but God, sometimes you just feel old. How many laps to go? 2 to go. This race has actually gone quick. Go on.
It has gone quite quickly. They're only about half an hour long, aren't they, the Formula E sprints? I quite like them. And here is
Leclerc on the inside, in towards turn 1. Foucault's going to have to go around the outside, and Colapinto's there as well, and Smollya in battles. Where's Foucault dropped to? He was in this battle as Colapinto tries to go around the outside of Smolly. It hasn't worked out. Leclerc still can't move. Smolly is making so many mistakes. Leclerc's going to try the high line through the banking. Leclerc goes to 13th. Smolly's got real issues now, hasn't he, Tom? He's just dropping down like a stone.
He's struggling along a little bit. Leclerc into 13th position. Looks like he won't be getting points today unless he could do something absolutely magical in the last lap and a half. He's actually in 14th as my timing screens freeze up. So much time to 10th position. Leclerc here is really just getting to the end and hoping he brings up his average finishing position, no doubt.
Well, he'll start where he qualified. Only the top 12 get reversed. That means Leclerc starts 20th again for the feature race tomorrow. And that's even worse. Zane Maloney qualified 12th. He'll start on pole position. But yeah, the top 12 are reversed. So Hadjar starts actually in 7th position. Martin starts in 6th. They're the only two that sort of keep the same positions as well in the top 12. Final lap, the call here at Zandvoort for the sprint race. And and again, Montoya going defensive. Crawford's going to send it right round the outside. Montoya's got the pace and gets ahead of him.
Just about. He's really defending here, Montoya, and he might be able to do it for one last lap. Down into the banking they go. Montoya staying ahead at the moment. Another DRS zone to come, though, of course.
I'll tell you one thing right now as well. I hope Montoya stays, because this is some impressive racing. Look at that. Even looks like his father. Although I can see Corinne in there too, actually, looking at it, as well as they come in. So lots of action there as well as he defends against Crawford in the Prima. And Leclerc has passed Franco Colapinto. So there we go. So Leclerc's up to P12. Now he's right behind his teammate Behrman, but he's got, what is it, 1.9? Yeah, so it's not going to work out. But for Kyle Collette, it's going to be literally a situation where nobody expected it. We all expected Correa, but for the second time this year and for the second time, it's a sprint race win for Kyle Collette to cross the line. Juan Manuel Correa gets second position. It's third for Zach O'Sullivan. Johnny Edgar fourth. Gregory Saucy fifth. Isaac Hadjar, Victor Martins. Sebastian Montoya is eighth. A great debut for him to get points. And it's a race further back as well to the line. It's going to be a photo finish across the line. Oh, what happened there? That's Kushmani being under pressure as well. I need to find out there as well. Kushmani passed by Zane Maloney and Jose Maria Marti, but Maney got it at the line. So Jose Maria Marti didn't get ahead. The gap was 1/10 of a second across the line. Let's hear from Kyle Collette.
The points finishes.
Okay, yes, good job, good job. What a race, mate, what a race. Fantastic, and fastest lap by 1 second. Very good, top job, top job. Thank you, guys. Was nice, thank you. I'm happy to do it for you here. You deserve it a lot. Thank you so much.
It may not be a win, but Juan Manuel Correa gets his first podium since that horrific accident back in Spa 2019. He had to drag himself out of the car as well. He was upside down with his feet exposed. He had to drag himself out. He was put into a coma. It took him months to recover. He couldn't walk. He had to learn everything again. He's fought back in such a short space of time, and he's just taken second place in a Formula 3 race. And it could have been the win. That win is coming one day, but that is absolutely fantastic. Are we going to hear from him before I throw it to Tom? Oh, yes, we are. Then I'll come to you, Tom.
Check how far, mate. P2 is not a win, but it's looking for the podium, mate. That was hard, man. First podium since the accident. This one means a lot, guys. It's been a long time coming. Thank you. Ale.
Correa did it. That is brilliant. Second place. Hadjar leads now on 111 points. Martin's on 108. Behrman 105. What's your take on the race then, Tom? It was a quiet one, but it was an okay one.
It was pretty good. I mean, Correa didn't coast it to the end. 127.2, the fastest lap. He was a second faster than practically anyone else in the field. The closest car to him was Victor Martin with a 127.6, so four tenths faster than practically anyone there. At least Correa definitely wanting that extra point as he came to the line. No need to coast his home. He already had a 3-second gap, so unbelievable.
Well, we're just getting all this up as well to get a story set up. Let's go over to the classifications quickly while we do set it up as well to take a look. It's Car Colette winning, Juan Manuel Correa second, Zach O'Sullivan third, as well as you can see on the board. As we are literally just what we're trying to do right now is get the messages open on a full screen for what Synthol has sent us without anything else popping up on the screen, which is quite difficult, you can imagine. But I think by some tech miracle, we've actually done it now. So let's come over to button 2. No, that's not the screen. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Just down a little bit. Down a little bit and we can see it. Here we go. So this is what Synthol has sent us. And that is where he was at the Audi S chicane across the start line, taking a look at the circuit. Looks absolutely fantastic. There's some more here that he sent us. Here's an image as well as the start line. There's all the commentary boxes in the background there. That's where we should be. Further down, is this a video as well he sent us? Yes, it is. And this is the car setting off on the formation lap earlier on. And do we have a start? Let's take a look. We've got some other videos here. That is lap 1. That's the view we'd like from in the commentary box, actually. And then this, that was earlier on. And this is another one. This is the end of the race, the checkered flag moment. And there's the checkered flag coming out across the line. Well, that is amazing. Synthol, thank you very much for sending those across. You're going to have to send us some more throughout the day, and we'll make sure to get them open as we swap back now. I'm a bit deafened now, actually, with all that, but some great visuals there. I hope you got to see them, Tom, if you were watching on the YouTube.
I did.
Fab. That was some great track action, and we're here in the grandstand. It's exactly where we want to be as well, because we'll get a com cam there, and that'll be fab. One day we'll be trackside. Were you in London, by the way? I can't remember. For Formula E?
No. I'm not a big Formula E person these days.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I don't blame you. Even I was struggling to love it after last season.
Well, I just lost touch this year, to be honest. I
Yeah.
was watching it since 2018, and then I just sort of lost touch this year since it moved to Channel 4. And, I think... Oh, Van Dorn won it this year, didn't he?
Van Dorn won it this year, yeah. Well, what they need it on Channel 4 all the time. Not half of the races are online only and that lot. ESPN, Eurosport constantly beat them in the ratings. And Eurosport is a subscriber channel.
Well, unless you've got Sky, in which case it's on there, which I have a preference to Eurosport, but since the BBC lost it, they stopped doing BBC Sport articles as well, so it just became a little bit difficult to keep track of the schedule and things. But Podium is ready.
Yeah, let's have a listen then. Yeah, cool down.
Oh man, you were excited. Yeah, I was waiting. How did you get in? You went around the outside?
Front at turn 1.
No way.
Yeah. Because I was like P2 and I saw some blue car in my mirror as well.
That's a good move.
Yeah.
The first time I didn't want to go, but I said, maybe I can go
Wow.
there.
I didn't know what to do in T3. I was like, what do I go?
15 to 20 seconds.
We both missed turn 1 the same lap.
Wait, I was,
Yeah, it went.
I lost front all the way.
I was looking for a 61.
Was hard, huh?
Yeah.
For you, no?
Yeah. T7. T3 was okay because you can overslip.
My turn 3, I arrived at the same.
Yeah. Because the lap we locked up, obviously the front right was damaged, and I went to. When I felt my rear deg on lap 3, I said, okay, I am in trouble here.
Wait, I saw you second quick, I said, this guy is.
I was already like this, lap 2, lap 3. 3, 7, 8, 9, it was just yeah. The trouble with turn 7 is always wheels so heavy when it snaps.
Trackside then in the pit lane. And I'll tell you what, Tom, as well. If next season, the Dutch Grand Prix is completely on its own, why is there salt on my chair? I know there's salt on the floor to keep some spiders away from me, but there's salt on my chair. How the hell's that got there? Anyway, as I say, if the Dutch Grand Prix next year is on a weekend completely on its own, I think I'll go. Look at it, it's just such a party atmosphere. The racing may not be great, but it's the party atmosphere that I think always makes the Grand Prix, like the Chinese Grand Prix. Such an event there as well, but the racing is really that good.
No, I'm not a Zandvoort fan myself, to be honest. It's just a bit of a weak track for Formula 1, to be honest. I guess the party atmosphere is good, but if I go to Formula 1, I'm not really going for a party atmosphere.
That's true, yeah. Which, Silverstone?
Probably. I'd like to do Spa, but probably am doing Spa or Monza in a couple of years' time.
Oh. Monza, I think, is one of the greatest. Spa's the Silver. Yeah, notice classic tracks give us the best racing. The originals. Yeah. I wonder what that says to Liberty Media. Probably nothing. Let's hear then the Brazilian national anthem for Car Colette. The one and only Kyle Collette as well. He gets his winner's trophy here at Zandvoort. Next up on the board as well, the Constructors' Trophy to MP Motorsport as well. But we're all looking at Juan Manuel Correa getting a podium in Formula 3. Definitely a comeback for all the ages, and I wonder if Alex Jakes is regretting a little bit not commentating on Formula 3 this year as he lifts up the trophy. Another great result there coming through. And now third place for Zach O'Sullivan. Another great race for him too. And hopefully tomorrow we'll see Zane Maloney, who finished 17th today, get the result of a race win from the feature race. Champagne time here at Zandvoort. It's 11:11. Make a wish. I think these guys' wishes have already become true. Perfect start to the morning. It's 10:10 here in the UK, but it's 11:11 over there in Zandvoort. So. Closing arguments then. What do you make, Tom, from this one? It's as we said, interesting circuit, but the moves we saw today were some great moves around the outsides at turns 1 as well.
Well, I just feel for Manuel Correa. He had everything to win today apart from the pace, and in the end just fall short to the Brazilian. But other than that, it's a very entertaining race of Formula 3, and I'm excited for tomorrow now, if you excuse me.
I'm very excited for tomorrow now as well. As I've just noticed it's the Mercedes-Benz safety cars here this weekend, which is weird because I was told it would be Aston Martin. But let's confirm the race results then before we sign off. It's Carl Collette taking the victory with Juan Manuel Correa second, Zach O'Sullivan is third, Johnny Edgar's fourth, Gregory Saucy fifth, Isaac Hadjar sixth, Victor Martin seventh, Sebastian Montoya on debut finishing eighth and getting the last points paying position as well, along with Jack Crawford and Roman Stanek as points go down to 10th, I've just been reminded. So great points from Montoya. Oliver Behrman just outside of that in 11th place, so from going from double points finishing double podium last time out, he goes to outside of it here at Zandvoort. Arthur Leclerc is just behind him as well in 12th. Franco Colapinto 13th, Alexander Smolia 14th, Caelan Frederick 15th, Francesco Pizzi 16th, Zane Maloney 17th, Kushmani 18th, Jose Marti is 19th, David Schumacher 20th, David Vidales 21st, Risa Shima 22nd, Enzo Trulli 23rd, Fujika Malvesti 24th, Nazmin Asman 25th, Brad Medivas 26th, Laszlo Toth 27th, 28th for Rafael Gomez, 29th for Ryder Cohen, and 30th for William Alatello. And if I'm right in also saying, I think that's the first race this year where nobody retired. Nobody did.
Not too sure, but no one did retire. A couple of laps down with the two Genza Motorsport guys, but other than that, no one actually retiring from the race, which is quite big considering there were no crashes, but no safety cars as well.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Anyway, my thanks to you, Tom. We'll be seeing you for the F3 tomorrow, and we'll be back in 45 minutes' time for the action from Free Practice 3. The party's just beginning here at Zandvoort. We'll see you later for more action from Formula 3. Bye for now.